Margot Robbie's not getting enough credit, in my opinion.
And clearly in Sterling K. Brown's opinion as well. And Robert Downey Jr. hadn't even gotten to why he thinks the big screen Barbie was being undervalued during a Screen Actors Guild Awards Best Supporting Actor nomination conversation.
It never fails to impress and remind me how little you need to do to be effective.
Robert, who scored his first Oscar nomination for playing the silent film star Charlie Chaplin, was praising Margot Robbie's silent work during America Ferrera's climactic monologue.
It is literally impossible to be a woman.
And by the way, she nails it. I'm watching it and I go,
Yeah.
wow, like that was a really tough one. That's like a little one-act play. The whole movie hinges on it. But it's the cuts away to Robbie so actively listening.
You are so beautiful and so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough.
It's when I realize, oh, okay, now I see Greta's really onto something here.
And you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy.
I never tire of watching someone actively listen on camera.
Also, always be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior.
Let's not kid ourselves. It's hard when someone else has the 2-page passage and they go, all right, now let's jump in and get Bob. And you're just like, I've been listening to this all day. No, I have to listen to it and make it work.
Greta knew how this was going to fit in and how it was going to work.
And Robert and Sterling pointing out Margot's role in that scene finally made it click for me as to why it took so many takes to film that scene.
I would guess I did it like somewhere between 30 and 50 times. I did that speech beginning to end. It's a big scene with like 12 other actors, and you're doing tons of coverage.
So coverage in that circumstance is, the director wants to get reaction shots of all the characters in the room, not only from a narrative point of view that you want to see how other characters are reacting to what that other character is saying, but it's also, coverage is the way to cover edits in America's speech. So if Greta took, the first 3 sentences of America saying that speech from take 7, and then she wanted to take the 4th sentence from take 14, you have to cover the edit. So you go to a shot of somebody else to cover the edit. So that's what coverage is.
I did the speech top to bottom every time we turned the camera this way, that way around.
And that's usually a fairly succinct process. Like, you do however many it takes to get America on camera doing that monologue. And then, then you go to Margot or you go to Kate McKinnon, and America does that speech off camera, so Kate can still react in real time properly to the timing of that speech. And that'll be like 1 to 2 takes. But now I realize why it got up to 40 to 50 takes, because Greta and America didn't decide on a tone for that monologue.
And we did all kinds of versions of it, moments where it ended in laughter, where it ended in tears, where it got big, where it got small, where we did it all the ways.
So and America doing it all the ways, that means everyone else has to do it all the ways. So Margot would have had to do 4 to 5 different versions of her reactions. She would have to do, reacting to the funny version of the monologue, the serious version of the monologue, the angry version of the monologue, the sad version of the monologue.
And nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault.
And obviously Greta decided on the completely serious version of the monologue, and I think that was the right choice. And I understand from a filmmaking point of view why you would have done all the different tones of that speech, because Barbie was a very difficult tone of the movie overall. I could see why, she wants to see how this movie comes together and what, at that point in the movie, climax of the movie, what tone we need to go for. But it does go against what Greta's intentions were for the scene.
And Greta was just like, I want it to be the way that it comes out of you. I want it to be true to you, and I want it to be real.
But it wasn't how it came out of America or real. It was, we'll do the funny version, serious version, sad version, angry version, and then I'll decide what version of you best suits this world.
That was freedom, to have so much trust in the leader of she'll know. So I'm free to do what I want, and she'll make it right.
From an outsider's point of view, I don't think I've ever heard an actor give over this kind of creative license to a director or an editor.
We shot it at the very end, the end. So I felt like I was holding it for a long time, and the energy was building.
So America's played this character for weeks or months, and we often hear, actors say I knew my character inside out. I knew exactly how they'd be feeling in that moment, or, that moment felt inauthentic to me, so we changed it, blah, blah. So it really surprised me that America didn't want the control over what Gloria was feeling in that moment. She's not sure if Gloria is mad saying this, sad saying this, saying it in a lighthearted tone. She didn't know and left it up for Greta to decide.
I had so much trust that you would know what was right for the movie.
It's kind of ironic that she's delivering a speech about, how, the mold that women are supposed to fit into, be all the things, and then you're letting a director decide who you're going to be in that scene. So you'll just be all the things, then they can decide.
And if all of that is also true for a doll.
I know I've gotten off track from the Margot Robbie thing of the reaction. Yeah, she was amazing in that scene in the reaction shots. Yeah, it just made me rethink the 40-50 thing, and then yeah, it just made me think about that speech all again. But yeah, I've gone off course. But what are your thoughts?
But it was Robbie who had to trust.
Then I don't even know.